Hey everybody and welcome to the Bullshit Party! And another Thursday rolled around, which means we have another podium vehicle to review. This week's vehicle is the Coil Brawler. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at it both inside and out, see how it performs, and of course customizing it in Los Santos Customs. So let's start with a quick 360 tour around the vehicle as I fill you in on its background. It's based on the not very well known Local Motors Rally Fighter, which just like the Prowler was an off-road coupe. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that I like to see how interactive each of the podium vehicles are. Or to put it simply, seeing what I can open on them. And I'm very happy to say that on the Prowler you can open basically everything except for the glove box. But as you can see, both doors, the hood and the trunk are opened, and that's pretty cool in my opinion. Even though this has absolutely no impact on the performance of the car, I still like to know if my car is interactive or not. And to get the obvious thing out of the way, this is a two-seater, which means that only two people can ride in it at the same time. And now it's time to get in, take a quick look at the interior, hear how the car sounds, and then get going to Los Santos Customs to start customizing it. And I think you get the picture. It sounds good. It sounds very good in fact. The tires on the other hand look ridiculous, but we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. Now it's time to see if we're dealing with an all-wheel drive car, rear or front-wheel drive. And in a Bullshit Party first, we're dealing with a one-wheel drive car. So for now, let's just assume it's a rear-wheel drive car with some weird differential in the back. And we're gonna test this out once we upgrade the car as well. Next up, Los Santos Customs. And since this is my first time driving the car, I wanted to share my first time experience with it. And don't let the off-road meter fool you. It feels fairly quick. It also feels fairly responsive for a big car. I really don't know what I was expecting when I got this, but I gotta say I am sort of surprised. I like it. Perhaps this is gonna be my new favorite off-road machine. And that's one of the main reasons I'm so excited about this. Off-roading in free roam is one of my favorite activities to do in GTA Online. And if there's something better than the Car 4x4, which is my current off-roading favorite, I'm more than happy to give it a chance and take it for a spin. And now absolutely deliberately, let's see how the car looks without the hood on. To be honest, I was expecting the car to be a little bit more durable, seeing how it's an off-road vehicle and all. And one really negative thing that I noticed so far is that the brakes are really horrible. They barely work, and I hope this is gonna get better when we upgrade them in Los Santos Customs. And speaking of Los Santos Customs, we're finally here, so it's time to go in and get customizing. And as we do every week, I'm gonna start with upgrading all the performance options first, which is gonna allow me to glance over all the customization options as we go down the list. And usually I forget this, but this time I didn't, but here is the sell price for the vehicle, since we are talking about the podium car. Or the podium brawler, I should say. I just realized that I've been calling it the Prowler half the video. Oh well, too late to change that. And we're done upgrading the performance options, so it's time to go to the bumpers and see what front bumper options we can choose from. So judging by the front bumper options, Rockstar is really pushing the idea that this is a very capable off-road machine. And that extends to the rear of the car as well, and I gotta say, I sorta like it. I'm not gonna be putting a giant stupid tire on the rear of it, but I like the front and the rear bumpers. And looking at this car in this light, it sorta reminds me of a Range Rover Evoque coupe. Not so much the side view or the front of the car, but definitely the rear. And the next modification we're gonna be doing to this is to the roof. And apparently we can attach spotlights, have them with a rack, or have them with a rack and a stupid spare tire. And if the lights actually work in-game, I'm gonna be really impressed, and it's gonna look really cool when we go off-roading at night. And just for demonstration purposes, here's what the car looks like lowered. I have no idea why you'd want that, since we are talking about an off-road car, but there you have it. And the next option we're gonna be going through is the wheel option, and I really can't wait to get these disgusting wheels off. I've seen ugly stock wheels in GTA Online, but everything has its limits. And in my opinion, the Challenger wheels look good on it, so we're gonna stick with those. And before we get to respraying the car, the only thing that's left for us to do is tint the windows. And unlike what I usually do, which is a light smoke tint, this time we're gonna go a little bit darker to a dark smoke, since we're talking about an off-road vehicle. And also I took a peek at the poll, so I know what color we're gonna be choosing. And talking about the poll, this week you guys had to choose from all metallic colors. And the winner with an almost perfect 69% is wine red. So that's the one we're gonna be choosing as our primary color. And if you have a suggestion for a color for next week, or you have a suggestion for the poll, make sure you leave it as a comment in the comment section down below. I try to go through all the comments that I get, so it's not gonna go unnoticed. And we're gonna leave the pearl as grace red since it goes well with the primary color. And now it's time to choose our secondary color, which is gonna be sort of difficult since not a lot of things go well with red. Oh, there we go. The paint job's done, so the only thing left for us to do is make sure the wheels and tires match the rest of the car. And this is probably a good time for me to remind you that if you like the video, please consider leaving it a like. It really does help out the channel a lot and it does help the video get more exposure. Back to the rims, we're gonna be going with a wine red color that very well matches with the primary color of our car. And I gotta say, this really broke my heart, guys. I really wanted to choose a different tire design for this, but since this was the only option, I wasn't gonna make compromises. It's Fukaru or nothing. And if you're one of the 3 people that got that joke, well, congratulations. And here is our brand new, fully customized and optimized Brawler. It has an awesome working spotlight on the roof. Oh. And as you can see, yes, this is a big disappointment for me. I really like my lights to be working, regardless if they're on the roof or the grille. But never mind that, let's talk about the more important things here, and that's how the car performs after customizing it. There is some noticeable increase in power, which is why we're gonna perform the rear-wheel drive test again. Or maybe this is a truly one-wheel drive car. Nope, there we go, rear-wheel drive, both wheels are spinning, power fixes everything, confirmed. I should probably start putting these videos in the education category. But anyway, back to the car. I really have no idea why, but the car feels worse. It feels a little bit less responsive, and also the turning radius I feel has increased a bit. Before, making turns was a little bit difficult, but now it's becoming a chore. And also I hope the video shows this, but the car feels very jumpy. And even though the car is noticeably faster, the brakes are still horrible. And at this time, as I was having a horrible time with this car, I had an epiphany. I'm driving an off-road car on the street, and then this happened, but I'm getting ahead of myself. As soon as I took the Brawler off-road, it all started to make sense. This isn't one of those vehicles that you can drive on the road and then drive off-road. This is one of those vehicles that belongs off-road. Driving it on the street is just a suggestion and it's not really recommended. But taking it out for a spin here definitely makes me understand why this vehicle was created. It also makes me understand why people like it. I mean, how many other cars can you do this with? Now, I'm sorry, but that's just pure awesomeness. And something that I should mention here is that if you paid attention when we were upgrading the performance options, I didn't upgrade the armor. But as you can see, it's totally fine, you're getting a tank either way. I was very hesitant to recommend this car the first part of the video when I drove it on the street. And keep in mind, I didn't take it for a 5-minute spin, I drove it for a while. Even managed to drown it once. But after taking it off-road, it all started to make sense to me. And to answer the question, is this car worth it or not, depends on your standpoint. If you're looking to get it for competitive reasons and you want to race with it, good luck, it's not competitive. It's not even cracking the top 15 of the off-road class. But if you're like me and you don't care about racing the cars and you just want to have fun with them in free roam, and if you really enjoy going off roads and down peaks and through small rivers, there aren't many cars that are as fun as this one is. And if you're watching this video in the week it was released, this is the podium vehicle of the week. Which means that you can get this car for free if you spin the lucky wheel this week and land on the vehicle space. But if you're watching this video, most likely you know my channel and you have already won it. And that's pretty much it, guys. 2-door tank. That's what this is. And as I'm preparing to cross the river, I think it's time to end the video. Thank you to everybody who watched till the end. Hopefully you liked what you saw, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like. It really does help out the channel a lot. If you want to share this video with your friends, you're more than welcome to. The more the merrier. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed for more future cool content. And with all that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I wonder if there's gonna be a sandwich on top of Mount Chiliad.